smoking weed do not benefit black people at all. Smoking weed benefit the government. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they legalize it because they couldn't stop it. Whenever the government cannot stop what we doing, they legalize it and they make you pay taxes on it.
Talk.
So that's what I think it is.
Billion-dollar industry now.
Yeah, most definitely. Whenever the government get in, of course it's gonna be a $1 billion industry. Same thing that they do for cocaine. You realize cocaine is really legalized, right? The dentists use cocaine. The doctors, the allopathic community use cocaine.
Wow.
You can actually buy cocaine, synthetic cocaine, over the counter. It's called benzene. It numbs your jaws. They shoot it.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about marijuana, the health benefits of marijuana, and also the industry now.
So marijuana is powerful. It's very, very good for the cells. It's good beta blockers. It's good to actually revitalizing the cells. It tones the cells. It strengthens the cells, and it open up what you would call NRF2 pathways of the cells, and it even kicks on glutathione. So marijuana is a self-rehabilitating plant. The problem is with any type of food. The moment you put fire to it, you change the molecular structure, and it becomes a chemical. And whenever you put a chemical in the body, there's a byproduct of it. And the byproduct of marijuana is not only cytoestrogen, but it's tar, it's a bunch of carbon monoxide, and all types of things that you don't need inside of your body. So it's good when you use it as a tea form, or if you use it as an edible. But the moment you put a flame to it and you wrap it up and whatever we rolling it up in and you smoke it, not only is you killing the neshama, the ruach hakodesh, what they call the spirit of the body, and that's real spirituality. It's the practice and the perfection of the breath. So you killing your spirit because you are tainting your spirit with the blowback and the byproduct and the smoke of the marijuana when you burn it. Not only when you burn it, you change the molecular structure, so you yield high amounts of what you would call phyto or cytoestrogen, which is bad for man anyway, because it makes you put on visceral fat, and it changes the way that your actual opioid receptors react to your reality. Messes that up. It burns brain cells. It literally burns brain cells, and again, you change the molecular structure. Now, back then, smoking weed, was it all that bad? No, because we didn't have hybrid weed. We didn't have bubble kush and all of this other stuff with different names on it that we can't name that didn't have seeds in it. You know, now if you have seeds in your weed, you broke, you smoking on Reggie. Back then, having seeds in your weed, meaning your weed and your marijuana was organically grown from the field, and it didn't have herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides sprayed on it. So I say weed is a perception. It's all about how you choose to look at it. You either can take the light way out and know, basic biochemistry and fundamentals of biochemistry and use it as a tea concoction to heal the body and to relax the nervous system, or you can put a flame to it, change the chemical molecular structure, and face the consequences of having lung disease and a smaller brain from dehydration later on down the line. It's all depends on how you really want to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, it's your boy Philadelphia Freeway, live from ACAF 221 South 52nd Street, man. I just got me some Black Love. I just got me some African King, some Jah Love, and some frankincense, man. They got what you need in here, man. So make sure y'all come support the brothers and have a good day, man.
So talk about like why you think they legalized marijuana? Why do you think the government did that?
Money, of course. So everybody think it was for like this big spiritual psychological shift that's coming. I don't think it's that. I think, they seen, hold on, niggas ain't finna stop smoking weed. Right. Matter of fact, when I look at the statistics, they smoking it more.
Right.
The government like, hold on, let's get in on it. Because notice the regulations that they do once they legalize it. You got to have a card. You can't have a felony. You got to do this. All these different regulations, and it don't benefit us. Smoking weed do not benefit black people at all. Smoking weed benefit the government. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they legalize it because they couldn't stop it. Whenever the government cannot stop what we doing, they legalize it and they make you pay taxes on it.
Talk.
So that's what I think it is.
Billion-dollar industry now.
Yeah, most definitely. Whenever the government get in, of course it's gonna be a $1 billion industry. Same thing that they do for cocaine. You realize cocaine is really legalized, right? The dentists use cocaine. The doctors, the allopathic community use cocaine.
Wow.
You can actually buy cocaine, synthetic cocaine, over the counter. It's called benzene. It numbs your jaws. They shoot it up in your gums when they pull the teeth out. They use it and they use it for pain. What y'all think all of these different opioids, all these opiate recepting drugs is in the community? These come from poppy plants. So even cocaine is legalized. It's all depending on who got it though. The pharmaceuticals can sell as many drugs as they want. We just can't because it ain't no way to pay taxes on dope. Dope will be legal if the CIA can find a way to tax Negroes for selling keys. They wouldn't have no issue. Would nobody be locked up?
Yeah, that's why I'm just completely sober. After I done tried to kill myself, man, I'm like, I don't do nothing.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm not taking anything that I don't know about.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, man, what's crazy is just walking out here and breathing in this fine air of Philadelphia's drugs. You know, you got benzene in the air, you got chloride in the air, you got so many environmental pollutants in the air. The only thing we can do is keep praying, expanding our consciousness, and hope that our spiritual bodies, or what they call our astral bodies, and our physical bodies mutate and adapt. And that's the beautiful thing about melanin. It's kind of like cockroaches. You would never kill black people. You can try to exterminate as many as you want, but we don't die. We multiply. Facts.
This question real quick, because you say humans not supposed to eat meat.
Yeah.
I was on your YouTube channel and all that. I watch your YouTube channel. But I wanted to ask you this. Ancestors, but way back in the day and all that, they used to hunt and gather.
Yeah.
So what's your take when they used to hunt and hunt bamboos and cantaloupes?
Yeah, you're right. They've been hunting and gathering for hundreds of thousands of years. Mm-hmm. There have never been a time on Earth where there wasn't a so-called black man. We have been existing since the Earth been in existence. If you go back to the beginning, they were frugivores. If you go through their evolutionary process through this realm, you see that they start picking up the hunter and gathering and eating meat. I would say this: the meat was way cleaner back then.
Okay.
The meat was organic.
Okay.
They had a special way of cooking it. But if you look at the papyruses and you study ancient Kemet and you look at the autopsies, because they did autopsies on their people before they mummified them, you will see that they had the same exact diseases we suffer with till this very day. My question is this: their air wasn't polluted back then.
Talk.
They had non-GMO foods. So GMO and hybriding, what corrupt hybriding didn't exist back then, because they was hybriding shit. Don't get it twisted. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have tainted water back then. So everything back then was good, but why was they suffering from the same diseases that we suffering from now? What was the common denominator?
You don't think they had the intelligence, the ancestors, to know like they shouldn't eat if it wasn't good for them? You don't think?
I mean, we got that same intelligence now, and we still eating the meat.
I think
I want y'all to answer my question. If their air was good, their water was good, everything about them was good. They didn't have GMO, genetically modified, split genes of certain different caryopsis plants and all of this. If everything was good back then, why, if we can pull up we can Google this stuff on the papyruses, why are we suffering from the same diseases that they were suffering from over 10,000 years ago? What was the common denominator? You can't say the water. Their water was pure. Can't say the air. Trees was much bigger. They had a bunch of H3, which is ozone therapy. O3, ozone therapy. They had H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. They had all the things that they need to breathe in the adequate amount of oxygen to form ATP. So their air was good, their water was good, their food was non-GMO, and their meat was organic.
Medicine?
Huh? Couldn't have been the medicine. Because what was the medicine back then? The medicine back then was plants and herbs. So what was the main comment?
Saying the meat was
the meat and the grains.
The meat and grains.
The meat and grains, man. We still got the same diseases. Now, cancer didn't exist back then, but every other disease, you can name a disease, diabetes, all of those, them existed back in ancient Kemet.
Wow.
All of them did. They in the papyruses. They on the walls. They on the hieroglyphs. They wrote this stuff down themselves. So what's the common denominator? So just because the ancestors did it back then don't make it good. We always want to run to the ancestors. That don't make it good. You had obese ancestors. Obese. Tutankhamun. Obese. He had fatty livers. He had fat hips. He had man boobs. We talking about Tutankhamun though. So this is what I'm saying. I don't want us to always run back to the ancestors when it's time for us to justify something.
Talk.
We always have to look at where we at right now and what's happening right now to our bodies and to the self-development of our consciousness. And we are stagnant. We're way back behind. We're shifting to this fifth dimensional plane of density. And the only way we're going to be able to upgrade our DNA is the first step. We have to liberate our minds, but we're going to have to make sure we drinking and eating the adequate amount of energy. And that's our food.